Hey guys, this is Archon. I was gone for about 10 days, but I'm back now, and I just wanted to show you this solo Diablo kill that I finally got. Like I had said before, me and Dreadnought left on our little vacation. I decided to switch to a one-hand and offhand, as I'd been using a two-hand before that, and I think I'm happy with the one-hander. My biggest problem with the two-hander, once they nerfed the attack speed, was I just wasn't able to kite well enough. It took too long to turn around, shoot, and start running again. But the one-handers really worked out, and the other benefit that I really like is I can get the extra crit damage on my weapon and the extra crit chance on the offhand, and those kind of multiply each other. And I decided that I think I want to start focusing more on crit hit and crit chance than attack speed, just because the more you get of those, the more worth it they are, and so that seemed like a better strategy in the long run. And at the end of this video, I will show you the gear I'm wearing for the fight as well as my stats. The build I'm using for this fight is posted in the description if you want to look at that. I was having trouble with Diablo mostly because I couldn't stand right in front of him and I couldn't take his hits. And so I came up with this build as just a way to do decent damage to him without getting too close. And then, of course, I put Archon on there as well so that every once in a while I can just dish out some pretty crazy damage. And the extra armor and resistances let me stand in his attacks without dying. And you'll see Archon comes in a lot of handy in Phase 2 because those shades can do a lot of damage, and Archon lets me take those down before they're really an issue. So this build seemed to work really well for me. It's kind of similar to how I killed him on Hell when I was under geared. It allows you to stay really far away from him. The Venom Hydra is really what's doing most of the damage. Blizzard's just there to slow him down and freeze him so that I'm not getting hit as much and so that he's taking more damage from Venom Hydra. It was actually the first attempt I tried with this build. I got him down. I wouldn't say it was an easy fight. I was pretty stressed out most of the time. But if you guys have had trouble killing Diablo on Inferno as a wizard, I would recommend trying this out. And like I said, the skill build will be posted in the description below. So yeah, I just got back from vacation last night. Wanted to give you an update video. And Dreadnought won't be back for another 2 days, but we will have another video coming out this Friday. And I think what we decided to do is to give away 2 items this Friday because we weren't able to do a video last Friday. And we'll also be trying to play with another one of you guys come Saturday. A lot of you have said that you're interested in playing with us, and so we'll probably get a hold of one or more of you sometime before the weekend and see if you're available to play. Like I've said in previous videos, we're just going to try to play with as many of you guys as possible, and it's going to be something that we're trying to do at least once a weekend. And we have some other fun ideas for videos we might be doing once a week, but I will be talking about those in future videos. So here you can see we're going into Phase 2. Right away I'll start with the shade, of course, and you'll see how useful Archon is in taking these down. I put Hydra up real fast before going in, and then you can see, although that shade does a lot of damage, it can die really fast, especially if you have Archon. And so I also use the rune that decreased the cooldown of Archon as well as Evocation passive to reduce the cooldown even further. And that seemed to be just what I needed to have Archon up for each of the 3 shades. You'll probably notice that my Archon will be finishing its cooldown right as the second shade came out. So it's not the most exciting fight. Most of the time I'm just running away, but that's why I like this build for the fight. If I had better gear and could stand in those hits, then I would definitely go for a more offensive build, something with a signature skill that I could be casting all the time. But the one attempt I did before this, I tried using Magic Missile, and I just almost never had a chance to turn around and shoot him anyway. So it seemed that Blizzard was a better skill to have for this strategy. And then the other skills I'm using, I have magic weapon on there with force armor. I have energy armor on there with prismatic. Uh, I was using force armor rune instead of prismatic before 1.0.3, but since the damage nerf, prismatic seems to be more useful. It's really rare that I'm getting hit for more than 35% of my health now, and that extra resistances brings my resistances up to around 1100, which is about an 80% damage reduction, which after going through the armor reduction, I'm only taking 6 or 7% damage, so that's really nice, and it lets me mess up a lot without it being a fatal mistake. So you can see there again, the shade goes down really fast. Really nice having Archon in there. You could do it without Archon. I think those shades would be really hard if you had to try to kill it with just Blizzard and Hydra, but maybe you guys could think of another skill that would work well in there. I know a lot of you guys like Diamond Skin. I haven't had as much luck with Diamond Skin at level 60. It just seems like when you have, I have 37,000 health here, and so the 21,000 damage taken just doesn't do as much as it did when my gear wasn't so good. So if Diamond Skin scaled better, if it scaled with your health, if it was based on like a percentage of your health, I think it would be a really good skill still. But I usually prefer to use teleport or mirror image for defensive abilities. And mirror image just doesn't seem to work too well for the Diablo fight. And I've also kind of given up on using illusionist. I almost never get hit for 15% of my health, although it would definitely still be a viable passive skill if I had less health or if I had less resistances and armor. But for the time being, it doesn't seem worth it anymore. It hardly ever procs. The fight took a total of about 14 minutes, as you can see from the length of the video, which is only a little bit shorter than when I did it with Dreadnought. And you can see that video on my channel as well. When we did it with Dreadnought, he was kind of the tank, and I was there to just dish out as much damage as possible. Now he has a little bit less than half his health, of course, because it's one person. I'm not doing as much damage, but of course, because Dreadnought was in kind of tank mode, he wasn't able to contribute as much damage when we were together anyway. And you can see that Shay just getting rocked again. I'm really liking this crit build because with Archon I can crit for 120,000 or more sometimes with that melee attack, which is really nice. And you can see, or hopefully you saw, when Diablo is hitting me in Archon, it really doesn't do too much damage. And phase 2 is the one that I've had the most trouble with. Really just, I guess, the shades what I've had the most trouble with. Phase 3 can be a little challenging, but his moves are pretty predictable, and it's just that cage one that I really need to watch out for. So yeah, we should have some more videos coming up. Please guys, if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. We're going to be trying to put out a video every day. We have a couple different series of videos that we have in mind. I've been leveling a witch doctor, and I'm going to start doing some videos on those, and Dreadnought's going to be covering the monk and the demon hunter in addition to the barbarian. So pretty soon, guys, we'll have videos for all the classes. I know some of you guys don't play wizard or barbarian, and don't worry, we're going to be helping you guys out too, trying to come up with the best strats we can find for each of those classes. I also had an idea for a series of doing videos using builds that you guys have suggested. I get comments every day about builds that you guys say I should try and exploits that you guys have found, and I really appreciate those. And so I'm not sure which day yet, but I'd like to pick a day and once a week go over a build that you guys have found and just see how it works for me. And that way you guys can see just how the build works with the gear I'm wearing. I've mostly stacked all resistances and have just recently started going on crit. About 28,000 damage unbuffed, and like I said, about 1,100 resistances and 6,700 armor with energy armor and prismatic rune. So yeah, this is the fight with the Blizzard Hydra combo and Archon in there, of course, as well. It's the same thing over and over again. You see there I get trapped by the cages, and luckily my potion was off cooldown. I spammed it right there. Got the heal off just in time, and I think I'm going to run to that health well. That was the one time I almost died, And like I said, it's just those cages that are really hard to avoid. Everything else is pretty predictable and fairly forgivable as well. You're not going to take as much damage as you would from those cages, which can very frequently bring you close to death. So, like I said, Dreadnought decided to stay a little bit longer on our vacation. We'll be back Thursday night, and we should have a video up on Friday. So I've been talking to the winners of the last two items. I haven't gotten Proiji's item yet. He is a barbarian, and he is the winner of the item that was given right before our vacation. But once Dreadnought comes back, he's going to get on with me and Proiji, and we're going to try to find which item would be the best upgrade for him. So I'm curious to know what you guys think of 1.0.3 or of 1.1, which hopefully will be coming up in the next month or so. I don't think we've been given a date as to when we can expect 1.1, but then again, I've been out of town for 10 days, so if you guys have any information on that, please post it in the comment, because I'm sure we'd all like to hear more about that. Hopefully, they're going to be doing some class balancing in 1.1. Originally, they were supposed to be releasing PvP in 1.1 from what I had read. I'm not sure if that's still the case or if they're going to be pushing that back. I'm really excited to get into PvP, and I know a lot of you guys are too. It's no secret that a lot of people are getting sick of this endgame content. I'm still really enjoying the game, but I have to admit it does feel like just farming for items that you're not going to use. When you're playing the game, you're trying to get something you can sell on the auction house so you can buy the items you really want on the auction house, which I don't think is an ideal situation. Of course, the progression now has turned to the auction house. If you guys have been anything like me, all your upgrades are coming from the auction house, and you're just playing really to get more gold so you can buy more items, which is kind of feels like a grind, and I know a lot of players have had troubles with it. The guy from 4Strat just recently said he's going to stop playing regularly because he's getting kind of sick of it, and I know other people have felt the same way. But please don't give up. Keep hanging in there. Blizzard has a really good reputation for appeasing its players, and I have no doubt that they're going to fix this. They always have. They've always come through, and they don't put out games unless they're going to be number one in their genre. And so I'm sure Blizzard will see the problem soon. Let's just keep giving them feedback. Put it in the comments. Go to the forums. Give them your opinion, because Blizzard needs to know that we want some real endgame content. Something that we can look forward to doing once we have our awesome gear, other than just farming more gear. So, looks like Diablo's about to die here. This is right here, my heart was pounding because I've gotten this close and then wiped, and it's no fun, of course. It seems like once you've gotten this far and wiped, it's hard to get there again, and so it can be really frustrating. But I think right here he goes down, because of course you don't have to get Diablo down to no health. There he goes. And that's where I could relax a little bit more. So finally got that solo Diablo kill. Wasn't too hard after getting the one-hander after 1.0.3 and finding this build. Hopefully this build can help you. If you guys like the video, please subscribe. Like I said, we're going to be trying to start to put out a video every day, and we're really listening to your feedback so that we can get you guys the videos that you're looking for. Thanks for watching, and we'll have another video for you shortly.